Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tamika. This is Library of Tomes, where I talk to you about all the bookish things going on in my life. Today I am going to be doing a novella recommendation. I have been meaning to do a recommendation for shorter books in general. These are all going to be under 200 pages. I know technically 5 or 50,000 words is a novel, but they're still pretty short, so anything under 200 pages is going to be included in this. So let's hop on into it. Alright, so I know you all knew this was coming. We're going to talk about The Black Fox by Brianna Hale. This is one of my favorite Brianna Hales. It is so good. Listen, I know that there's elements that just don't make sense because, like, what's the point of some of the things that she drops in there, like some of the world building that doesn't really get developed because it is only 100 pages. But this novella is so fun and so cute. I absolutely loved this story. I love the dynamics between them. So we're following Zacharias and Lolita. Lolita and Zacharias have a hate to love relationship. They are stepfather, stepdaughter. He is married to her mother, and he's also the Black Fox, who is basically like the Zorro in this world. He kills bad people, but he is retired, and she is in love with the Black Fox. I love this story. I recommend this story all the time, especially if you love smut. Like, this has some of the best smut I've ever read, and it's daddy kink, of course. Brianna writes the best daddy kink, in my opinion. I love it so much when she writes it. It's harder to get me to love other people's daddy kink because Brianna is just top tier for me. She does write pretty much the best that's out there, in my opinion. So then I cannot do a video talking about novellas without talking about Whitney G. So, like, Whitney G, I'm gonna talk about two different books really quickly. So first we have Can I Come Over, which is a novella that is a dad's best friend, and I've talked about this a lot recently because it is so hard to find a good dad's best friend romance. Like, there are basically none that I like. Like, there's like a handful, and this one works so well. So this one in particular is just really good because this is following an author who's like trying to write a steamy sex scene, and she just can't. She has no inspiration, so she sends it over to her like pen pal person that she's talking to, and they send it back with things that they would do like to her, right? And they decide to finally like meet in person and kind of give in to this temptation that they've had, but because they agreed to have a very strictly friends only relationship. So they have no idea that they are meeting who they think they're meeting. Like, she has no idea this is her dad's best friend. And this one just works really well. The smut's fantastic as per usual with Whitney G, and the story just worked really well. Whitney G just writes some of the best novellas. Like, they are so addicting, and they are just chock full of like such good like character development and such a short amount of time, and like I genuinely care about all the characters that I read from her. So jumping on to the next book that I want to talk about from her, and it's 30 Day Boyfriend. This one in particular is really good too because this one follows a boss employee situation. She is stuck in this contract with her boss, and she just cannot get out of his contract, and she ends up trying to any way she can to get out of it, and he continues to like reject all these offers, like making these other companies reject her like applications. And he comes to her and he says, hey, if you be my fake wife, fake fiance for, you know, this amount of time, then I will let you out of like this job that you have, and you can go work somewhere else. So she takes him up on it, and they end up doing a fake dating situation. He has to like clear his reputation. It is a really good story. I really enjoy these. Like I said, I recommend Whitney G to everyone, and I will never shut up about her. Alright, so another novella that I need to talk about is I Married a Lizard Man, which is such a weird one, but this one was so short and fun. I've already read this with a bunch of my friends. I blame Brie for making me read weird things all the time, but this one is essentially exactly what it sounds like. This is an alien romance where our heroine is from, I think she's from like an Earth-like planet, so she is like a human, and then she is marrying another species, and he is, I can't remember what they're called, but he's like a lizard dude. Like, he's literally a lizard man. Like, he's a man, but he's a lizard, you know? And these two, they go through this agency, and they were paired up, so they would be a great match, and they go on about their merry way, right? So this is a friends to lovers. They become friends, and this is also an arranged marriage. They agree that they will give each other a shot because they think that, you know, this is the best option for both of them, because she comes from a world where she's not going to get anything. She's not going to get any land. She's not going to get to be like the leader from her family, and she's not going to get a good marriage because she is the third daughter. And in this world, the first and second daughters get everything, and the third daughter does not get anything at all. So she feels like this is her best option, and this ends up being a really, really cute story, and honestly just a very precious, like, heartwarming situation, because they do truly care about one another. And it was just really precious seeing them develop their relationship and just in general be really, really good to each other and be what the other one needs. So I would not be doing this list without mentioning a Christina C. Jones. I want to talk about I Think I Might Love You. This one is so freaking cute because this one follows our two characters, and they have a very bad meet cute. Like, they have a very not good meet cute at all. Like, they literally end up having a situation where she walks into her sister's apartment, and her sister has been subleasing her apartment and she has no idea. So she walks in on this guy completely naked, and this is a very dangerous situation. Obviously, you don't want to walk into some random man's apartment and him be completely naked. So she assaults him, and he's like, excuse me, what the fuck's going on with you? Like, why are you hitting me? This is my apartment. I live here. And she's like, no, my sister lives here. And then he ends up throwing her out, and then a whole situation happens where she ends up having to do community service, and she ends up having to work with him at his veterinary clinic after she basically assaults him. So it is a very, very bad, off to the wrong foot, dislike to love situation. But it was phenomenal. It was so cute and precious, and like their chemistry just works, like the way that they get to know each other and eventually understand each other's problems. I love it. Next, I have to talk about Anyone But Her by Erica Lee. I love Erica Lee. I need to read more of her books, and I do plan on reading a bunch more of them here in the upcoming weeks. But Anyone But Her is a sapphic romance that just absolutely blew me away. So this one is only 177 pages, which I want to reference just because it is longer, on the longer end of things. It does actually classify as a full-length novel because it is 54,000 words, but it is a very short novel, so we're just going to classify it into the novella category. But I had to talk about a sapphic romance because y'all know I've been addicted to those lately. One follows Reagan, and she ends up going home with her best friend. Her best friend's a guy. He is gay. Reagan is also gay. And he needs her to come and like basically be his stand-in girlfriend, fiance, and be like his cover-up during the family like situation. It's like a big family reunion. And it turns out that the brother, her best friend, his sister's also gay, but she's in the closet and no one knows that she's gay. And Reagan and her, they hit it off, and her name's Charlie. So Reagan and Charlie end up hitting it off and having a relationship, and it is absolutely precious and adorable. They do really struggle like internally with, you know, one is in the closet, one is very open, and then being in a very conservative religious family that just does not agree with the beliefs and the actions that they're partaking in, that doesn't agree with their sexuality or the things that would make them happy. It is a really hard thing to read about, but also their love story is just absolutely beautiful, like the way that they come together and like just make everything work. I do highly recommend this. It's been a while since I've read it, but like it is such a fast and beautiful story. Watching these two girls fall in love, it is so perfect. All right, last one we're going to talk about is one you all know this was coming, okay? The entire Gym Bunny series by Brianna Hill. These novellas are absolutely delightful. They're so good. They are so good. They're so good. These are BDSM. There's BDSM like gym, and the trainers get paired with submissives, and the doms like help coach them in a way that isn't a submissive dominance like dynamic. And it's just great. It's beautiful. It is so cute, and I love it. The first one follows Amelia, who is a journalist. The second one follows Liv. I don't remember 100%, but Liv was in an abusive relationship. Both of these worked really well. They are just really cute and really fun, and it is just really good watching them, watching all the characters kind of like be brought up in other books. I really enjoy this series by Brianna Hill, and I had to include it. I read them as soon as I can, and I don't regret it. The second book does have a plus size hero or plus size heroine, so always looking for plus size rep. So those are all of the novellas that I want to recommend to you all. These are all the shorter books that I think are just really fun and good to pick up, just be really fast paced and like maybe get you out of reading slump. God knows I need to get out of mine. But these are all of the novellas I wanted to recommend. If you all have any recommendations for novellas, let me know down in the comments, especially if they're slump busters, because I need one of those right now. And I will chat with y'all in my next video. Go ahead and leave me, what kind of emoji do we want today? So go ahead and leave me a robot emoji down in the comments and I will chat with y'all in my next one. Bye everyone.